everyone, today we are going to make Space War game in Python Turtle. Let's see how it works first. So there is a player and there are enemies, targets. We can move the player up, down, left, right using left, right, up, down arrow keys. When we press spacebar key, there's a fire goes up, and when it touches the targets, they disappear. If you can finish all of them on time, you are going to win. Otherwise, you are going to lose. Yes. Okay. Let's start doing this game. I'm going to create a new REPL. Let's call it Space War. In this game we are going to use real pictures. They are in the type of GIF, and there are some wave sound files, but unfortunately we are not going to use sounds. I am moving these files to the files section. They are going to be uploaded. I am going to put the link to those files also in the description below. Okay, we are going to import Turtle, and also we are going to use random library. First of all, as usual, we are creating a screen and window title. Let's call it Space War. And now we are going to use BG pick background picture, and for the background picture we are going to use space GIF. Space GIF. And let's specify the screen size. Screen size will be 600 by 600, and now let's see what we have. Now space picture, you see that is set as background picture. It's working. Yeah. Let's create a player now. Player is equal to turtle. We are creating an object and player dot speed. So there will be no animation in creation of this object. Player shape. Here I want to use player GIF. In order to use that, I need to register this picture as a shape. So in the shape can be written only shape, but this is a picture. Okay, now let's write player.gif, but I also here need to write turtle.register shape, and here I need to write player.gif. So in this situation I can use this picture for the turtle objects. Now I am going to use also set heading, and this player is going upwards. That's why I am setting here 90 degrees. So when player goes, it's not going to draw anything. That's why I am pen up, using pen up. Let's set the player position it's going to be at the bottom part of the screen. 0, that is for X, and minus 250, that is for Y. Now let's see. We have the picture now, player, that is at the bottom side of the screen. I'm going to use 2 pictures more. I'm going to register them also here, and one is enemy and one is fire. Okay, now let's create also fire object turtle.turtle. We created a fire object, and fire speed also let's make 0, and fire.shape we can use now the GIF fire.gif, because I already registered that. Yeah, it's here, fire. Okay, a fire also will be set heading 90 degrees, and for fire also pen up, and fire position will be a little, it will be over the player. So player was at position minus 250. I'm making this, setting this minus 240. Okay, now let's check. So you see that fire is on the player. Initially, of course, fire will not be visible. That's why I am going to hide fire, but that will be a little later. Okay, now let's work on moving the player to the right, to the left, to the up, to the down. So for that one, we are going to listen the keyboard. And when we click on key, any key, first of all, let's click on left arrow key. So it calls go left function. So go left function, it's going to take we are defining go left function. Go left function is going to take our player to the left. So in order to take it to the left, we need to get firstly player position, y coordinate. No, we are going to take x. So x position using x coordinate. We are taking player's x coordinate. After that, we are going to decrease it. X is equal to x minus, for example, by 10. We can specify a variable for this number, and it's going to be more flexible. So each time when we press on left arrow key, our player goes to left, but we changed x. We need to set it now. So for the player, we are setting x position. That is our x. Now let me see it's going to work or not. So when we click each time left arrow key, it goes by 10 to the left. So in fact, we can use for player speed. Let's define a variable, and it's going to be player speed. I am setting it 20. Now here I am going to use not 10, I am writing player speed. After this time I'm going to use player speed variable. Okay, now we are going to do the same thing for right, up and down. Go right, go up, and go down. And of course we need to create the required functions for them. Okay, go left, go right, go up, and go down. And one is extra, we can delete it. So go left x, go right also x, but we are going to increase X in order to move it to the right, and go up it's going to be by Y direction. That's why we are taking Y position. After that we are setting for Y, so all X we are changing to the Y. That's for go up, and that will be the same for go down. So we are working with Y position because it's going to be in the Y direction, that is vertically. So X horizontally go left right, and Y horizontally, Y vertically up and down. So when we go down, of course it will be minus. When we go up it will be plus. So here minus, plus, plus, minus. Okay, now let's see, is it possible to move the player in all directions or not? Right, up, down. So we can move it now. So the player is ready. So when we press on space bar key on the keyboard, this fire is going to start moving and going up. In order to control it, I am going to use always in the while true block. I'm going to check if fire control. So fire control initially, that's a variable, and it's going to be initially false. So I'm going to define here a fire control. Initially it's false, so fire is not moving. But if fire control is correct, it means is true, we can call fire go function. Fire go is going to move it up. But of course when we click on spacebar key, first we need to make fire control true, because it's false for now. In small letters, when you write space, it refers to the spacebar key on the keyboard. And now here when we click on when we press spacebar key, it calls start fire function. So there will be two functions here. Start fire function, it's going to just so when we press space bar key, it's going to call space far, and we are going to make it true. So let's write first space fire, and that was a global function. That's what the global variable. That's why I am writing here global fire control. And after that, we are going to move the fire to the player's position. First, we need to get player position, X and Y position, because when we move the player, its position is changing. Fire must go to that position, and we are taking X coordinate of player and Y coordinate of player. And here Y coordinate, I am going to take the fire over the player, that's why plus 20, and I am taking fire to that position, X and Y, and I am making fire control true. Now, so we press the spacebar key and we can move the fire up now. In order to move it, I am going to use fire go function. Now I need to write fire go function in order to move the fire up. Defining fire go function, and it's going to move our fire up. I'm taking fire at Y coordinate, and I'm going to decrease it by I'm going to decrease it. So in order to go up, we are going to increase it by fire speed. did we define any fire speed? Player speed we have, but do we have fire control? We have, but let's define fire speed also. I am making it also 20 now, and I am going to use fire speed. So whenever you want, you don't have to change all values, just you need to change this variable and it's going to work. After that, for the fire, we are setting it, set Y and Y. And now let's see. So we are moving now. The player, the fire control is not moving our player for now, but I'm going to add now the targets. After that, it's going to work, and I'm going to create a target object. Okay, in order to create a target object, in fact we are going to have many target objects, but I'm going to create only one of them for now. Okay, so let's create a turtle object here. Let's call it target, and turtle, and it's going to have some properties, and let's specify them. Targets, and that is speed, it's 0. Target speed, and target shape. Target shape, we are going to use the picture. For that is enemy gif. And next we are panning up enemy, that is targets that pan up. We are not going to draw anything, and again the target is vertically moving, that's why target sets heading 90 degrees, and it's going to have X and Y coordinates randomly, that's why random dot randint, and it will be minus 280 by 280, and that is for horizontally and vertically. I am going to set it up, run int, and let's give positive numbers, 180 by 260, and we are assigning that to the target. Now target dot go to that position, X and Y position. Now let's see the target also. So we have the target here, and now in the while we are going to move this target down. Okay, there's a target object, and now we are going to get this target Y position, Y coordinate, and we are going to decrease that, for example, by 2 pixels, and after that we are setting to the target this new value, so it's going down, must go down, you see. And now I can move the player, you see it's working. When I click on the spacebar, and my fire also moves. Unfortunately I cannot send many fires because I have only one fire. Okay, now we are going to check if we hit the target enemy with our fire, and we are going to disappear that. We are going to yeah, so let's write here if target and distance, target and distance fire, if the distance between target and fire less than 20, for example, we assume that we hit it, and we are hiding fire, and we are hiding target. And now let's make it -1 in order to slow it down a little. So it's going down. So unfortunately I couldn't hit. I am trying again. I need to move to this here. Yeah, disappeared. But there's a problem here that initially fire is visible. When I move, you see that fire is staying at the initial position. That's why when I create a fire, I am also hiding the turtle. So fire dot hide turtle is going to make it invisible initially. Now let's see. So I can move, and when I press spacebar key and when we press spacebar key, we need to make it visible now. So when we press spacebar key, we need to show the fire. Yes, it's in the start fire. Start fire. I am looking for start fire, and after that, after going there, fire that show turtle. I'm making visible now. Let's see. So when I press spacebar key, and it's visible when it touches the enemy, and fire and enemy disappears. And of course we are going to add many enemies here, but in order to do that we need to learn the arrays in Python. It's a little advanced. If it's enough for you, this part, you can finish it here. If not, if you understand all what I explained, you can continue doing the other parts with me. So we are going to we are having here one target, but if I want to get many targets, I can call it targets, and I am creating an array. Rectangular brackets creates an array. And now when I created turtle, I am going to create it in a loop so that I can create many of them. So I'm going to create 5 of them, and I am going to add these turtles to the targets targets array. And to targets array we can add using append. And now I am not creating here one, and just I am moving it to append part. So to the targets array will be added 5 turtles, 5 turtle objects. And now it's possible to apply all these settings to these targets. For that I'm going to create a new for here targets. In targets array, I'm going to get each target, and I'm going to send for each target these properties, and they will be, in fact, we are going to have 5 turtles, 5 targets, and they will have different positions now. But here also I need to move them down using again, it's not only one fire now, there are a lot of 5 fires, and I need to write here also for targets in targets, and I'm going to move them inside this loop. So this will be done for all targets. Now let's see the result. I have 5 of them, but I don't know why it's happening. I want to move it from this one. Oh, I closed output. Okay, it's here now, I think. No, I cannot see output. I am adding, I lost output. I'm adding it here. Okay, I can move the player. I am pressing, and you see that I can now hit them. I can increase their speed, in fact, and their amount. When I hit all of them, I can write that I win. But if some of the players, some of the enemies comes down before hitting, and I am going to lose. And also it's possible to let me create here one pane. Okay, so it's possible to when I hit, for example, my player hits any target, also I am going to lose the game. So here in the 4 I am going to check if target y coordinate is less than minus 270, it means target reach at the bottom, or if target and the distance between target and player is less than, for example, 20, it means our player hits any enemy, or again we are we lose the game. In order to write something, I am going to create a new turtle object. Let's call it pen, and I am going to write we win or we lose the game. So Python dot turtle, after that speed 0, and I am penning up. After that it's going to be at the top I write go to 0 by 200, and we are hiding the turtle, so will not be any error there. So we created the object. Now it's possible to write something there. Now let's write. So here we are writing pen dot write, and if we lose we are writing sorry and you lost the game. So okay, you lost the game, and we can of course give a line again and center, and we can make it a little bigger font. It will be font Courier font, and its font size 24, and let's make it normal. Okay, now let's check we are losing or not. So if I hit one of them without fire, just hit, so it must write, in fact it must write that I lost the game, but I didn't see that. Maybe we need to, okay, so its position, let me check, 200. Let me write here, it's hide turtle in fact, but I don't think that is the problem. I should write something there. In fact, let me write 100 maybe, and let's increase their speed that they can reach at the bottom quickly, and I can see I lost or not. It's going to write something somewhere, so it's not writing anything here. What's the problem? Okay, let's give a color. Maybe it's not visible. Color, let's make it white, and let's see the result now. Yeah, sorry, you lost because of the color. It was not visible, so I lost. When I am going to win, so from the array I need to remove, I'm just hiding for now. here from the target, but I need to remove them from targets and targets array. Targets dot pop is going to remove targets dot index target, so which we hit, and it's going to be removed from the targets. And after that I am going to check here if len targets, so if there is no targets left, all targets, it means gone away. I hit all targets. In this situation I can write that you win. Okay, well done. You won. In fact, we are not arranging anything, just we write it that we won. They are very fast. I need to slow them a little to hit them on time. I'm going to try now at 2. Okay, I can go up. In fact, I can hit them now. Okay, well done, you won. So we completed the game and we have 5 enemies. It's possible to change this value here. It's possible to also add some sound. With sound this game will be more interesting. Okay, that's all for today. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel and follow my other videos. I'll see you in the next video.